Mhm. Welcome, respected friends. A great text, Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayanam. We have taken up for study. Third Alat uh, Utpatthi Prakaranam. We just started yesterday. The 14th chapter. Name is Brahma Pratipadanam. Sublime subject. Keep on listening, Lord Rama, Vaashishtha. Let us invoke them. They'll be blessing us to catch, grasp, and all this study has definite purpose and greatest purpose to inform and inspire us in the reality, the truth. The more we listen, understand it, the more heart finds the freedom, the liberation from so many cocoonings, so many of the unwanted chains of imaginations, etc. It's so beautiful. You know? May this deep knowledge click to our intuitive intellect through this effort. Let us do Mangalacharana Shloka. Let us chant the mantras. Yesterday up to 40 we did. 44 more we chant today for 6-7 minutes. Then study few mantras. Start. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव श्री आदि समस्त रामायण महाशास्त्राणां नारदाय आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषत् योगवासिष्ठ महारामायण उक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सु संप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम तस्मै श्री गुरवे वशिष्ठ मुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। ओम विश्वामित्र मुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम्। ओम तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतम गुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। ओम पूर्णानंद स्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन्न शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदम्। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेद व्यासादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम चतुर्दश सर्गः ब्रह्म प्रतिपादनम नाम। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्र योपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः. 40th mantra we chanted. Let us start from that. Chito yasmat chidalehah tanmayatvadanantakah sa esha bhuvana bhoga iti tasyam प्रबिंबती परिणाम विकारदि शब्दैः सैव चिदव्यया तादृग्रूपादभेद्यापि स्वशक्त्यैव विबुध्यते अविच्छिन्न विलासात्मा स्वतो यत्स्वदनं चितः चेत्यस्य च प्रकाशस्य जगदित्येव तत्स्थितम् आकाशादपि सूक्ष्मैषा या शक्तिर्वितता चितः सा स्वभावत एवैताम् अहन्तां परिपश्यति आत्मन्यात्मात्मनैवास्य यत्प्रस्फुरति वारिवत् जगदन्तमहन्ताणुं तदैषा सम्प्रपश्यति चमत्कारकरी चारु यच्चमत्कुरुते चितिः स्वयं स्वात्मनि तस्यैव जगन्नामकृतं ततः चितश्चेत्यमहङ्कारः सैव राघवकल्पना तन्मात्रादिचिदेवातः द्वित्वैकत्वे क्व संस्थिते जीवहेत्वादिसंत्यागे त्वं चाहं चेति सन्त्यज शेषः सदसतोर्मध्ये भवत्यर्थात्मको भवेत् चिता यथादौ कलिता स्वसत्ता सा तथोदिता अभिन्ना दृश्यते व्योम्नः सत्ता सत्येन विद्महे विश्वं खं जगदीहाख्यं खमस्ति विबुधालयः साकारश्चिच्चमत्कार रूपत्वात् नान्यदस्ति यो यद्विलासस्तस्मात् स न कदाचन भिद्यते अविसावयवं तस्मात् कैवानवयवे कथा चिते नित्यमचेत्याय निर्नाम्न्या वितता कृतेः यद्रूपं जगतो रूपं तत्तत्स्फुरणरूपिणः मनोबुद्धिरहङ्कारो भूतानि गिरयो दिशः इति आयास्तु रचनाः चितस्तत्त्वाज्जगत्स्थितेः चितेश्चित्त्वं जगद्विद्धि नाजगच्चित्त्वमस्ति अजगत्वाद् अचिच्छित् स्यात् भानाद्भेदो जगत्कुतः चितेर्मरीचिबीजस्य निजायान्तश्च मत्कृतिः सा चैषा जीवतन्मात्र मात्रं जगदिति स्थिता चित्तात् स्वशक्तिकजनं यदहं भावनं चितः जीवः स्पन्दनकर्मात्मा भविष्यद् अभिदो हि असौ यच्चिच्चित्येन चित्वेन कचनम स्वसम्पाद्याभिधात्मकं स्वविकारैर्व्यवच्छेद्यं विद्यते नो न विद्यते चित् स्पन्दरूपिणोरस्ति न भेदः कर्तृकर्मणोः स्पन्दमात्रं भवेत् कर्म न एव पुरुषः स्मृतः जीवश्चित्तपरिस्पन्दः पुंसां चित्तं स एव च मनस्त्विन्द्रियरूपं सत्ताम्नानेव गच्छति शान्ताशेषविशेषं हि चित्प्रकाशच्छटा जगतु कार्यकारणकारित्वं तस्माद् अन्यत् न विद्यते अच्छेद्योऽहमदाह्योऽहम् अक्लेद्यो अशोष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतः अहमिति स्थितं विवदन्ते तथा हि अत्र विवदन्तो यथा भ्रमैः भ्रमयन्तो वयं त्वेते जाता विगतविभ्रमाः दृश्ये मूर्ते ज्ञसंरूढे विकारादिपृथक् भवेत् नामूर्ते तज्ज्ञकचिते चित्के सदसदात्मनि चित्तरो चेत्यरवतः रसतः शक्तिः कालादिनामिकां तनोत्याकाशविशदाम चिन्मधुश्रीः स्वमञ्जरीं स्वयं विचित्रं स्फुरति चिदण्डकमनाहतं स्वयं विलक्षणस्पन्दं चिद्वायुरण्डजात्मकः स्वयं विचित्रकचनं चिद्वारिननिखातगं स्वयं विचित्रधातुत्वं श्रेष्ठाङ्गमपि निर्मितं स्वविचित्ररसोल्लासा चिज्योत्स्ना सततोदिता स्वयं चिदेव प्रकटः चिदालोको महात्मकः स्वयमस्तं गते बाह्ये स्वज्ञानादुदिता चितिः स्वयं जडेषु जाड्येन पदं सौषुप्तमागता स्वयं स्पन्दितया स्पन्दि चित्वाच्छितिमहासभ नभः चित्प्रकाशप्रकाशो हि जगदस्ति च नास्ति च चिदाकाशैकशून्यत्वं जगदस्ति च नास्ति च चिदालोकमहारूपं जगदस्ति च नास्ति च चिन्मारुतपरिस्पन्दो जगदस्ति च नास्ति च चिद्घनध्वान्तकृष्णत्वं जगदस्ति च नास्ति च चिदर्कालोकदिवसो जगदस्ति च नास्ति च चित्कज्जलरजस्थैल परमाणुर्जगत्क्रमः चिदग्न्यौष्ण्यं जगल्लेखा जगच्चिच्छङ्कशुक्लता जगच्चिच्छैलजठरं चिज्जलद्रवता जगत् जगच्चिदिक्षुमाधुर्यं चित्क्षीरस्निग्धता जगत् चित्क्षीरस्निग्धता जगत् जगच्चिद्दिमशीतत्वं चिज्ज्वालाज्वलनं जगत् जगच्चित्सर्षपस्नेहो विशिश्चित्सरितो जगत् जगच्चित्क्षौद्रमाधुर्यं जगच्चित्कनकाङ्गदं जगच्चित्पुष्पसौगन्ध्यं चिल्लताग्रफलं जगत् चित्सत्तैव जगत्सत्ता जगत्सत्तैव चिद्वपुः अत्र भेदविकारादि न केवलमिव स्थितम् इतीदं सन्मयत्वेन सदसद्भुवनत्रयम् आविकल्पततादात्म अविकल्पततादात्मा अविकल्पतदा अविकल्पतदात्मत्वाद् सत्ता सत्तैक तैव च अवयवावयविता अवयवावयविता शब्दार्थौ शशशृङ्गवद् आनुभूत्यपलापाय कल्पितो यैर्धिगस्तु तान् न विद्यते जगत्यत्र साद्र्यब्धुर्वीनदीश्वरं चिदेकत्वात् प्रसङ्गः स्यात् कस्तत्रेतरविभ्रमः शिलाहृदयपीनापि स्वाकाशे विशदैव चितो धत्तेऽन्तरखिलं शान्तं सन्निवेशं यथा शिला पदार्थनिकराकाशे तु अयमाकाशजोमलः सत्ता सत्तात्मता मत्ताश्लेषा न सन्ति ते पल्लवान्तरलेखौघ सन्निवेशवदाततम् अन्यानन्यात्मकमिदं दत्तेऽन्तश्चित् स्वभावतः समस्तकारणौघानां कारणादिपितामहः स्वभावतो कारणात्मा चित्तं चिध्यनुभूतितः न चासत्त्वमचेत्यायाः चितो वाचापि सिद्ध्यति यदस्ति तदुदेतीति दृष्टं बीजादिवाङ्कुरः गगन इव सुशून्यभेदमस्ते त्रिभुवनमङ्गमहाचितोऽन्तरस्याः परमपदमयं समस्तदृश्यं तु इदमिति निश्चयवान् भवानुभूताः श्रीवाल्मीकिरुवाच इत्युक्तवत्यथमुनौ दिवसो जगाम सायन्तनाय विधयेस्तविनो जगाम स्नातुं सभाकृतनमस्करणा जगाम श्यामाक्षये रविकरैश्च सहाजमाम इति आर्षे श्रीवासिष्ठमहारामायणे वाल्मीकिये उत्पत्तिप्रकरणे ब्रह्म प्रतिपादनं नाम 14 सर्गः इति तृतीयो दिवसः. Good chanting we have done. See, all these are new for us. This field we have never entered. So what? Lord has given us this opportunity, this willingness, this convenience to, so let's not hesitate, go through all Upanishads, all such Mahat Granthas, whatever the language they employ, depending on the prevalent language at the time of those Granthas given, all of them talk about the Brahma Tattva only. That alone appearing as all this. Other than that, this is not as true as it is seen. And all the differences that are there are only kalpanika. And all the vyavahara that is happening also is kalpanika, not so real that we have to give it the absolute reality and get lost. No need. So this Atyanta Sukshma Jnana is what is the theme of all these glorious Shastras, to catch which we have to reach to a very sublime, deepest level of intellect that also comes to us only when we keep on studying these Shastras. You know? Studying such Shastras makes us qualified to understand what's given in Shastras. The other two ways are sharpen the intellect by various upasanas, etc., and pray to the Lord to give this subtle power to grasp this subject of these Shastras. So, Bhagavad Upasana, Bhagavad Prarthana, and Swayam, repairing our intellects and keeping on trying slowly reveals to us. May the jnanam that's given to Sri Rama by Vaashishtha ji is given to us too. As Sri Rama is receiving, may we all also receive this jnanam. Now, this 14th Sarga of 3rd Utpatthi Prakaranam is Brahma Pratipadanam. So, Pratipadanam is establishing. Brahma Pratipadanam is establishment of Brahman, means Brahman alone, Brahman alone is. That Brahma Swarupa is Chit and Sat, and the entire Jagat is basically Satchidatmaka. Remove that Sat and Chit from the Jagat, that Jagat never exists only. So Sat Chit is reality. Other than that, whatever is the play. Is the play of that Anirvachaniya Shakti of Paramatma. May this be so deeply understood by us. And on the seat of meditation, after quietening the antakarana, slowly try to go beyond the seen and see the substratum. First, it is to be done within us. The true seer, witness, consciousness in us, we have to discover in us. Then we'll see that alone is playing the play of all drashta, drishyam, darshanam, itya. So all this language, till we become familiar, appears to be new. So what? We will patiently keep on listening. As we told you, it takes at least 10-15 days to enter into the groove of studying the sublime text. We just started 4, 5, 6 days back. Some more days we get tuned to. Then continuously when we go on studying, so little by little, the things will reveal to us. Thanks to Ramji, he will ask questions. Thanks to Vasishtha ji, while answering them, he will repeat the subjects again and again, so that even if first, second, third, fourth time we are not able to grasp, fifth time we will grasp it. Now, what is Brahma Pratipadanam? The word itself says establishing that Brahman alone was, is, and will be. In between the whole Jagat is nothing but Brahman in so many ways. That Brahman is I. So instead of myself, identified with one kalpita set of upadhi, let me identify with the substratum. Shift that identity from the upadhis to nirupadhika. Then see, there is nothing to bind. See, such is the knowledge, such is the sadhana to do, to withdraw from the upadhi tadatmya sthiti and establish in the nirupadhika adhisthana. To grasp this is our effort. Such is the possibility, such is the thing to be done. Such is called the moksha, isn't it? ये सारे धीरे धीरे दिमाग में चढ़ेंगे. Thanks God, we are studying other Upanishads too, Prakarana Granthas too, and these all put together with our serious, sincere attempt, we lift our intellect to understand. And to you and me, and more than you to me, how much ever dull witted is my intellect, how much ever lazy, slow, my understanding. And one thing is sure that when the attempt is continuous, relentless, unbroken, in spite of all the inabilities, lazinesses, the spark of understanding starts dawning definitely. May not be so sharp we are, so subtle we are, so active in our contemplation, may not be so good in our memorizing what we have studied, may not remember the stories that will be told, the examples that are given, the similes, the metaphors, the yuktis. Oh, itne sare isme employed hai. We have seen in the first Vairagya Prakaranam only. Then, after Sri Rama's Vairagya, while introducing this text to us, both Valmiki ji and Vaashishtha ji told us that lot of upamanas, lot of yuktis, lot of akhyanas will be told here for us to understand. Immediately after this chapter 14, we'll see the akhyanas, the kathanika starting to explain us this thing. Starting. Om Atha Shri Om Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha Shri Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana Shastram Trutiya Utpatthi Prakaranam Chaturdasha Brahma Pratipadanam Nama Sargaha Shri Vasishta Uvacha. Start. Ittam Jagadahantadi Drushyajatanna Kinchana Ajatatvacha Nastyeva Yachasti Parameva Tatu. Ittam, in this way, Jagat Ahamta Adi Drushya. The whole Jagat and the one who is seeing this Jagat, the Ahanta, whom we call so-called Drashta. For the conscious self, even this Drashta, Drushya, both are Drushya. This Drushya Jatam, now which are the two things in the Drushya? Ahamta and Jagat. Both of them na kinchana. They are never ever real. Why? Ajatatvacha nasteva. They are never born at all. For nasteva, they are never there only. Then what is there, sir? Yacha asti. If you want to ask and know what is there, parameva tat. That Supreme Paramatma only. So the substratum for the entire Jagat and the one who is seeing this Jagat and whatever the upadhis is using to see the Jagat, in and through all of them, the substratum is Param Eva Tatu, that Supreme only. Other than that, these all things are not created to exist. In our wrong vision of not able to see the substratum and seeing and believing the all the Kalpita Rupa Nama, for us this alone appears to be real. The ability to go beyond this Rupa Nama and see the substratum is meditation, is spirituality, is the theme of all Shastras, is the way said to be for the Mukti. So simple. The Adhisthana is Janma Maranadi Vikara Rahita. In that Janma Marana only there is samsara. That Adhisthana is I am. Realize it, no Janma Marana samsara. And on the Kalpita, only there is Janma Marana. It is Kalpita only. The Janma also Kalpita, the projections also, the modifications also Kalpita, even the destruction. Why do we give so much value, reality to it? And not only that, the most unfortunate thing is the Janma Vikara Marana Yukta Jagat. We want to make it Ajanma, Avikari, and Amarana. That struggle is called samsara. It will never end because it cannot. Water will never be born, never will grow, never dies. The wave, if it is born, it will grow, it will die. What is samsara? Not recognizing Janma Marana Rahita water and seeing and giving reality to the wave and wanting it to not modify and not die. If you struggle how much ever, will the wave stays there without dying? Is there anything in this world without continuously changing, modifying, and getting destroyed? No, everything. But there is substratum, like to the waves the water, to the ornaments the gold, to the pots the mud. So too to the entire changeable, perishable world. There is a changeless, imperishable Brahman substrate. That is always there, and that I am. Be in this thought, be in this mood, as deeply as possible, as many times as possible, as long as possible. While trying to be so, The prarabdhas, the vasanas, the habits, the mind, the intellectual convictions that I am an individual of this world, so many duties I have to do, all these things will become blocks. They quickly, easily do not allow us to recognize and identify those obstacles. So these obstacles, slowly, steadily, we have to remove. And it takes time for those who really want to understand and stay in that reality. That ability to stay in the reality by slowly avoiding all such obstacles. That effort is called अध्यात्मिक साधना. होता रहेगा वो. ये सारी चीजें खुला पता चलेंगे हमको. Right now may not be, but as we proceed in our life through studying Shastras with the grace of entire Guru Parampara and the Lord, it will happen. So first sloka we saw itam in this way jagat ahamta adi drishya jatam na kinchana ajatatvacha na asti eva. They are never there, they are never born. Yacha asti, whatever is there is parameva tat. That alone is there. But these are all that only kalpita and seen. Wood alone is there. But what are the furnitures I see? Wood alone kalpita in these shapes and names. Isn't it? Is there any doubt? Is there any confusion in that? There was only steel, I say, in the steel Bartan shop. You know what are all the variety of Bartan then? Steel alone, Kalpita, in so many shapes and names given. Do you deny that? Why don't we accept it is the utility value given to the shapes and names? In case of examples of the Bartan and all that, it is easy to understand. But when it comes to these upadhis, this Jagat, that much Viveka Vairagya has not come, therefore, it becomes difficult. Even though we have ability to understand, we don't want to understand. Even though we have the logic to accept, we don't feel like accepting. Even though we have the need to stay in the substratum, rejecting Rupa Nama, still we have the fear to do so. And all this will be transcended in our maturity of sadhanas. When the understandings become deeper, they become strong convictions. Then the practices become joyful and effortless. जब तक समझ नहीं आता बात करने को मुश्किल हो. Anything like Bharat Mata Mahan, and I am the Suput of this country. The country has given me so much culture, identity, everything. So I must repay by being loyal to my Bharat Mata and serve her. If these deeper things are not understood, in any field you are there, like a घर के चोर, you will cheat your country only. As a politician, you will cheat your country. As a doctor, lawyer, आप किसको आप धोखा दे? अपने देश को ही दे रहे हो. When I know this basic thing, my nation have to serve in its development, not cheat it. Then no, how much our temptations come from outside? How can it be? Isn't it? When the deep knowledge is there to the nation, glory of nation, my identity with it, then I won't do anything wrong. So too with the Brahman, when I have the deep intellectual knowledge, then in trying to realize it, every sacrifice is a play, can be easily done. Now continue. परमाकाशमेवादौ जीवतां चेतति स्वयं निस्पन्दाम्बोधिकुहरे सलिलं स्पन्दताम् इव. So Param Akasham eva Adav. The supreme Akasha, that's called Chidakasha, the infinite, endless conscious space alone Adav. In the beginning, Jivatam Chetati Swayam. The livingness, the knowingness by its own choice, it adopts. At the total level, it is called Ishwaratva or Hiranyagarbha Sutratma or Virat Purusha or Prathamaja, as it is used the word in the earlier slokas. At the individual level, as Jiva. Chetati Swayam. jivatam. How nispanda ambodhi kuhare salilam spandatam eva. Like in that oceanic water below, nispanda, unmoving, unchanging. On the surface, there is spandana. Immediately, that spandana leads to the appearance of so many waves. Now, is there wave anything other than water? Has it come from anywhere other than water? Is it ever staying away from water? If we can understand the relation between water and wave, we can understand the relation between the Parabrahma Tattva and the Ishvara, the Jiva, the entire Jagat. As the waves are nothing but the water only when it is spandita, so too the spandana of Kalpana in that pure Brahma Tattva, the Parama Akasha, is the first, the Jiva, the Samashti Jiva or Ishwara Hiranyagarbha. Later on, from him only, the repetition happens at the micro level where all the Jivas are expressed. Nowhere, never the Jiva can be without Brahman. Nowhere, never the wave can be without water. Water spandana is wave, the Brahman, the Atman spandana is Jiva. That's it. That's a bhava only. That wave is never a reality. As such, independent of the water. So to know Jiva, individual or Ishvara total, is a reality other than independent of Brahman. Keep listening to these thoughts again and again. Then Akasharupam Ajahat Evam Vettiva Hrudyatam Swapna Sankalpa Shailadau Iva Chidvruttirantari. So Akasharupam Ajahat. Ajat means without giving up. It's Chidakasha Rupa, it's being consciousness. Evam Vetti Iva Hrudyatam. Within itself only, it as if becomes aware of itself that now it is the Ishvara or it is the now the Jiva. The Jiva means that knowingness. Main point what we should not miss is Akasa Rupam Ajahat. That pure consciousness without leaving its being consciousness takes up itself to be the jiva, the knower. So, if without leaving one's own original status, if something is taken up, is that taking up is always kalpita and tatkalika. It is imaginary and temporary. And at that time, the position of that samashti jiva, Prajapati, or Swayambhu, the word used in the earlier sarga, is what? Swapna Sankalpa Shailadau Iva. Like in the Swapna, the Sankalpa Shaila, mountain. Is it anything other than the Manavrutti? That only. Then when the Manavrutti projected as if like a mountain, is this Mana disappear? Chitta disappeared? No. The Chitta only as if taking the appearance or shape of mountain in the Swapna without itself becoming this mountain. Where will that mountain be in that dream on our head or what? In the same way, the pure conscious self, Paramakasha, without losing its Paramakashatva, Chitta without losing its Chittatva in the dream, appears as mountain. So too, this Paramakasha Paramatma without losing his pure conscious being, he is taking up the Jiva Bhava, Kalpita. Therefore, to that Jivatva, the Swayambhutva, the substratum is Brahman only. To the mountain in the Chitta, the matter, the substratum is the Chitta only, appearing like that. So, Akasha Rupam Ajahat Evam Vetti Iva Hrudyatam. As if it knows that to be other than it. Therefore, that which gives the existence always as mm, temporary reality to the Swayambhutva is the acceptance of sense of otherness temporary. Like what is a mountain in the dream? Temporary acceptance of sense of otherness with the chitta of that chittakalpita mountain. The moment the temporary sense of otherness is dropped, then the chitta and mountain are not two. And that state is called waking. That when we wake up, we say that chitta was, that mountain was never anything real other than my own chitta. When you wake, you say so. But in the dream, we accept the difference. That the mountain is really there, and then substratum of the chitta is never remembered only. And somebody also is projected out of same chitta, the seer, the dreamer, and identifying with the dreamer, I say, I am seeing the mountain. The mountain also is chitta only. The seer of the mountain also chitta only. But the chitta is forgotten. The mountain is there as seen. I am the seer. As long as that sense of difference and forgetting the substratum is there, so long dream continues. The moment we wake up from the dream, what is the waking up of the dream? Both the chitta in its substratum, the mountain in its substratum is chitta. The seer of the mountain drashta is also having its substratum chitta. The chitta is one without second. So that chitta, the mind alone is the dreamer, mind alone is the seen mountain. That's called waking up. So too, now the world in front of me, I see. I am the seer of it. What is the substratum of the world? This is Parabrahma. What is substratum of me? Parabrahma. The one Parabrahma forgotten, on that these two are projected, and these two are taken as different as Drashta Drishya. This is called a Jagrat Samsara. When you awaken to the substratum of both, only one thing is there. That's called awakening. Like from the dream I awaken, I realize I was the dreamer, I was the mountain. So to when I wake up to the Brahman, I am the Jiva, I am the Jagat, I am the Swayambhu. Reverse way. So how it happened like this? Akasha Rupam Ajahat Evam Vetiva Hrudyatam Swapna Sankalpa Shailadaviva Chidvrittihi Antari. So in the pure consciousness only, the Vrityatmakata gives a contour and shape to this Jivatva at the total level, whom we called as Swayambhu. Okay. Therefore, beautiful. At the very first expression of that Swayambhu, how is he? Prithvyadirahito deha. He has got no this Prithvyadi Sthula deha yet projected or manifested. Yo Virad Atmako Mahan. The one who is Mahan Virat Atmaka. Virat means pure consciousness. Is the Atma and Mahan is immeasurable. Such immeasurable pure consciousness only as if taken a shape to feel the sense of otherness from the pure Paramatma. That is the Ativahika Eva. So, this word Ativahika, so many times it came, it is defined here now. Ativahika Eva. So, Chinmatra Acha Nabho Maya. Acha means exactly. Nabhomaya is like space. Which is space? Chinmatra Nabhomaya. He is no way in any way different from the pure conscious space. But some sankalpa gave it a special ability of knowingness, and he appears to be as if other than the consciousness. Consciousness given a contour appears to be knowingness. Otherwise, that is pure consciousness only. And yet to manifest the subtle and gross expressions. That before the Prativyadi Stula expression, before the Tanmatradi Sukshma expression, the pure Acha Chinmatra only, but given a shape. Like all the interiors are not made, just an outline is made of a house. Okay. Then in that only, what you call, by making the lines in that planning of the house, the floors, the buildings, the etc., they come up. Yet it's not really grossly manifest. है ना? So before the even the interior intricate subtle aspects of the variety of The things in the house are written or drawn on that paper. Only the outline which is made. है ना, एक पूरा कागज आपका एरिया है कितना है इतना, प्लिंथ एरिया कितना बनाना है, this by this. So he just makes a mark, a line, so that he is aware of that within that only I have to plan for the building. That particular is called as this Ativahika Deva, Deha. So Ativahika Swayambhu he is. Evasau चिन्मात्र अच्छन्न भूमय, है ना, उस आउटलाइन जो आपने बनाया उसमें it's like the earlier paper only. Not even first line also, first stroke also is made to say that, so this is the entrance gate. So this is how the, what you call the portico. Now this is the outer hall. ऐसा कुछ नहीं बनाया वो on that paper. बनाने से पहले it's a pure paper only except that outer line. So here in the paper you see that pure conscious Brahman. Outline contour you see the knowingness and sense of otherness. That is making us appear like the would be building in that area, plinth area. That's called as Ativahika Paramatma. So Paramatma and Ativahika. So Ativahika Evasau, that's why to specify it, Chinmatra Acha Navomaya. At that level, because in him, even the Kalpana of the would be projected world has started, not started, it is Acha Navomaya, pure conscious. This is what in Upanishad and all, what is said is, uh, Jnanamatmani Mahati Niyachet, that Mahati is called as this one. Tad Yachet Shanti Atmani. Just imagine first your whole world with all its differences. Then dissolve the differences. What you see the outer contour is called Ativahika Paramatma. So Adivahika Evasau Chinmatracha Navomaya. He is Akshayaha. He is imperishable. Swapna Shailavaha. Like a mountain in the dream. Only a mountain. In that, there's so much of either mitti kaho ya ped kaho, ya so many other things, the colors, none of them are projected. Yet, just a mountain type. Then sthira swapna pura upama. In next level mein, you can see sthira swapna pura. A swapna pura sthira, a picture of a town in the dream. Not a dynamic town of all happenings, but only a static picture of a town in the dream. Then Chitrakrut Sthira Chittastha. Again, see, Chitrakrut Sthira Chittastha. Chitra Sainya Samakriti. Ah, beautiful thought. Chitrakrut means the painter. Sthira Chittastha. In his Sthira Chitta me. Chitra Sainya. In a paper or anything, you want to draw a Sainya. And that drawing before he has made it on the paper, it is very sthira in his chitta. Chitra Sainya. That's how the next stage of the Ativahika, in that only through Kalpana, for the next world to appear as grass, before the grass world appears, the Sukshma Jagat. है ना? So the Chitrakara, his chitta, very plain. Somebody told him, make a paint of army soldiers in a war front. Either they are going for the war, or they are having the war, or they are coming from the war, or they are receiving the instructions from the superiors. Could be seen. So immediately in his chitta, which is made sthira by him, will it not make that chitra of that entire sainyam unmoving? Because first he has to make unmoving. That only will bring out through the brushes, etc., onto that canvas. जैसे आप देखते हो ना कि जब पिक्चर बना हिलो मत आप वैसे खड़े रहो कहते हो, देन आप अपना चित्त को स्थिर बना के हिज पिक्चर यू कीप इन योर माइंड, देन दैट यू प्रोड्यूस ऑन टू द पेपर, कैनवास और वट एवर ड्राइंग शीट में. यहाँ वो है चित्रकृत स्थिर चित्तस्थ चित्र सैन्य समाकृति, दिस एंटायर वर्ड. What a beautiful expression. Chitrakratu, Stirachittastha, Chitra Sainya Samakriti. The Sainya entire. So in that their helmets, whatever they wear, the jackets, the dress, they have army wala, whatever, the guns, bullet, or they carry, the magazine or all of that they carry. Sainya. उन दिनों में धनुर्बाण, quiver and all. And they never had all these things. Or those time, the Sainyas are having a quiver behind from that so many arrows, and in their left hand they have dhanu, the right hand is ready, free for the bana to be taken and put it on, then aim it and shoot. Imagine it. So, before the creation, in all its dynamism, which is seen by us now, that is how the status, position. Later on, it will be told after 20 slokas, even the moments that are there, like Sthira Chitta, we know earlier, Chaya Chitra. Then the motion Chitra came. Whether the Chitra is Chaya or motion, Sthira, both are Kalpita or not. Then we'll be told all the dynamic things that are happening in this world are as much Kalpita Mithya, just like in the dream, all the actions you do dynamically are all Kalpita. In dream, you may cook food, you may serve the food, you may make a building, you may travel somewhere. इन सब में ज्ञान भी है, क्रिया भी है कि नहीं, वस्तुएं भी है. All of that is kalpita. Like in a cinema on the TV, the scenes and the people and their dialogues, actions, all of them are kalpita. On the अधिष्ठान, the माया शक्ति का ये विशेषता है कि ऐसे उस शुद्ध परमात्मा में कुछ स्थिर चीजों को कल्पना करती है, माउंटेन्स, कुछ चर चीजों को कल्पना करती, लाइक ह्यूमन बीइंग्स एंड बर्ड्स एनिमल्स who appear to be intelligent, who appear to be emotional, who appear to be talkative, who appear to be vocative. So the talkativeness, vocativeness, emotionalism, intelligence with their equipments, all of them are kalpita only on that Brahman. So this now I'm talking to with all my hands moving, the mouth talking. The power of Maya is such that on that substratum Brahman it is projecting. My thoughts, my knowledge, your thoughts, your knowledge, and my thought that I am communicating to you, ये सारा जो ड्रामा है उसी अधिष्ठान में हो रहा है. That will be realized once we study this. Study it, take lot of time, contemplate. So अक्षयः स्वप्नशैलावः स्थिरस्वप्नपरोपमः चित्रकृत् स्थिरचित्तस्थचित्तसैन्यसमाकृतिः अनिखात महास्तंभ पुत्रिकौघ समोपमः. ओके, पुत्रिकौघ समोपमः. एक महास्तंभ है, a pillar. In that you want to make a picture. Okay, it is made in your mind, but in that stambha, that pole pillar, that art is not made. Either it is chiseled out, you know, the wood or the stones are chiseled out in such a manner that the form is projected, created on it. Before that form is projected on the stone, no other painting from outside, but by chisel and hammer. Don't you see that form is already in that pillar? He visualizes it. And according to that visualization of the pillar, the picture on the pillar, whatever the unwanted things he removes. Like you can go to the places like Jaipur and all, where from the stone the murtis of Bhagavan are made, the Mahabalipuram, etc. in Tamil Nadu. Stone ही होता है आपको देख. He is already seen the picture on that stone. हनुमान जी को बना के दीजिए. Somebody give order of Hanuman ji. Size 4 foot ka. So then looks for the 5 footer stone. They make all the ready stones. Usme you will visualize that Hanuman ji. So that stone in which Hanuman ji is visualized, but not yet carved out or chiseled out. That is this Ativahika Sthiti of Paramatma. See, Anikhata Mahastambha Putrika. Putrika means Putla, the picture, the whatever the Hanumanji, etc. form you want to bring out. Anikhata means not yet carved out. What Maha not carved out? Putrika. on what? Mahastambha. So too, before this whole world of Chitra is projected, carved out, okay, how that Stambha without carving out the Murti in it looks like. That's the way the, what you say, the Ativahika Paramatma in the beginning. So it is kept there, that stone, it has potentially the Murti. उसी मूर्ति में आप गणपति जाओ गणपति, हनुमान जाओ हनुमान, एनी वन ऑफ देम विल प्रोजेक्ट, ओनली वन, उसके बाद फिर से नहीं होगा मूर्ति में तो. बट इन द प्योर कॉन्शियस सेल्फ these are only kalpita, so they dissolve, newer things come. Like the gold ornaments dissolve and new ornaments are made. The water, the waves dissolve, new waves come. कोई कोई संभव है, कोई नहीं है. कोई ईंटों को सब निकाल के नया बिल्डिंग बन सकता है, इस तरह से. Some places it is, some places it may not be. In the outer examples. Next one. Anikata Mahastambha Pratigoga Samopamaha Brahma Akashe. In that pure Brahma Chidakasha, Anikata Atma Sustambhe. The whole Brahma Akasha is a beautiful stambha in which the world picture is not yet carved out to. See, Brahma Akashe Anikata Atma Sustambhe Salabhanjika. Sustambha Salabhanjika. Stambhachal means a wooden pillar, not yet a picture is drawn on that, carved out it. And आप जब wooden carvings में आप जाके देखते हो ना, oh, what a beautiful things. And there is another portion where the only wood is kept. There one or two people are seated, taking one by one wood, they are carving. So without, before carving, how it looks like, that is Parma. So the other words, the whole world is carved on the Purna Sarvavyapaka Adhisthana Brahma. And all that carving is not as real as you carve on a wood or a stone a Ganapati or Shivamurti. In that realistic way, it is only Chitta Kalpana, not real. कल्पना है इसलिए विकल्पित हो रहा है. Simple, see, at a very high level of intellection, na? Anything is disappearing, that itself means that the appearance was also an appearance. So, है ना? If the appearance is real, it won't disappear. When it won't disappear, you won't call it as appearance. It is reality only. Think. This is how the intellect becomes sharper, subtler enough slowly to grasp. Have patience. Go slowly. Don't worry if something is not understood now. Just keep listening. कुछ कुछ एग्जाम्पल थोड़ा थोड़ा बात को हमें समझाते. ओके. Now continuation. Adyah prajapati purvam swayambhuriti vishrutah. So Adya Prajapati, the first Prajapati, the one who is the creator of all of us, who is in the other earlier chapter called as Swayambhu iti Vishruta. He is called Swayambhu. He is a pure consciousness with its own sankalpa, felt that sense of otherness, that itself created this Ativahika expression of his own self, who is called as Swayambhu. Then Praktananam Swakaryanam Abhavat Api Akaranaha. So Praktananam Swakaryanam Abhavat Api Akarana. So for him, like you and I jivas have the Purva Vasanas as Karana, that we are having this expression. To that Swayambhu, a binding Karanas are not there. That he'll definitely will have to express as Swayambhu or Ativahika. It is Svecha for him. And this whole creation comes from that first Swayambhu, no? That first Swayambhu, at the time of Pralaya, he himself also dissolves in his own essential self. Obviously dissolving the entire Jagat who he has projected, which he has projected. So when he himself has dissolved, then he is not there. So his vasanas are not there. Therefore, he is not projected out of the bondage. Not a compulsion. It's to you and I as Jiva, there may be a compulsion to take birth compulsorily in that family to this family parents. We have no choice. But इस तरह से स्वयंभू प्रजापति को नहीं है. Therefore, like the Jivas are born in every life, in every Mahapralaya or the new Srishti, the same Brahma is not born because he is not yet realized or bound. No, that whole ativahikatva dissolves. Therefore, it is not leaving any traces. Therefore, the same Brahma is not born like us. The same Jiva is born in new Sharira because he has vasanas, he has samskara, he is a samsari. ऐसा उनका नहीं होता कह रहे हैं आद्य प्रजापति ही पूर्वम स्वयंभू इति विश्रुतः. The one who was said as Swayambhu, the Adya Prajapati, Praktananam Swakaryanam Abhavat. He never done any Karya earlier. Therefore, Akaranaha. He has no Vasana, Ajnana, Ityadi as Karana for him to express. And another explanation, Mahapralaya Paryanteshu. When the Mahapralaya happens, so Adya Kala Pitamaha, that first Pitamaha, mother that Brahmadeva from whom the whole world has come, Muchante. At every time of Pralaya, that Adi expressed Prajapati is liberated only. He realizes himself. Therefore, Ataha Praktanam Karma Teshu Kim. Therefore, this newly coming Prajapati is not the one who was earlier unrealized bound one. No, it's a fresh. Every time it's fresh only. More than saying this every time is fresh, the other thing that is not the same Brahma, unrealized, therefore he has got vasanas, he is born. This is to differentiate between the Adi expression Prajapati and the Jiva Sivandai. We are bound to born because of our vasanas, earlier karmas. ऐसा उनका नहीं है, वो बता रहे बस. And that person only, see that Prajapati only, Saha akudya eva kudyatma drushya drushya swayam stitaha nacha drishyam nacha drashta na srashta sarva evacha. That first Swayambhu, that first Prajapati, the one who has got the Ativahika Deha, it is nothing but pure conscious Brahman only, with a feeling of as if there is somebody other than, that expression only. Akudya eva kudyatma. Akudya kudyatma means there are no walls in him to separate or differentiate him to be two. Like a space है उसमें कुड्या दीवार बनाओ तो space as if appears to be two, the inner and outer, or this side and that side space. So there is no actual kudya. It's kalpita. With that kalpita kudya, he as if becomes, feels, he is other than that complete Brahman now, in whom nothing is there. Now he takes up as if he is a nirmata, etc. So akudyeva kudyatma. Then drushya drushya swayam sthitah. He alone is drushya and is without being drushya. Next one, see, nacha drishyam nacha drashta. In his pure form, the whole drishya jagat never is there, nor is a drashta of it. And nasrashta. He is not the creator of that drishya drashta also. Yet, who is he? Sarvam evacha. So, in him, in the beginning, he alone is there. Neither he becomes drashta, nor he created the drishya, nor he himself identified with one of the drishya and became drashta in the beginning. Then he only became Srashta. He created the Jagat Drishya. In that created Drishya, with the Panchakosha, let us say one Jiva, he identified. Then he became Drashta. While this Drashta, Drishya, and Srushti play is happening, yet what is to be caught is all these are kevala for play the Kalpana. It really has not happened in such a manner that the Drishya is real, in such a manner that the drashta is real, in such a manner that the drashta drishya ka creation hua, in such a manner that he became a creator. In that really it has not happened. है ना? Right from his first expression as Ativahika up to the strong, grossly seen expression of Jagat as Drashta Drishya, wherein the Drashta seemingly getting caught up in this Drishya like you and I, all of them have only in him through Kalpana only, not real. That is the beauty of this. Nacha Drishyam, Nacha Drashta, Nasrashta. He has never become all of them.
He only did the kalpana of them. Therefore, he did kalpana of all of that on him only. Therefore, he alone is all of them. And like I have not created in the dream that house. I have not created myself the owner of that house and did graha pravesha and entered in such a manner that the real house is there and I entered. Yet I only on me mind the waker mind did the kalpana on himself of the creation of the house, the creation of this person, and this person identifying with the house says that Imera. He alone is there, that owner of the house. He alone is there as the substratum for the house also. He did not change. He only did kalpar. But in the dream, as if it appears real, nobody believes in the dream. If somebody comes and says, "यार a dream है, इसके अलावा यार कुछ waking plane है," तो you will laugh at him. But when you wake up, we laugh at our own dream. कि ये तो real था ही नहीं. So if some guru who has realized the Brahman and comes and tells you as a Jiva individual, the world in front of you other than you, they are projected, not real, we laugh at them. But when we ourselves we awaken to that reality, we ourselves laugh at our earlier ignorance. इतना काफी है आज 9 श्लोकास we have done. प्रति शब्द पदार्थानाम सर्वेषाम एष एव सहा. So for every padartha and the names that are given to every of the padartha, for every one of them, he alone is substance. Tasmad Udeti. From him only comes out Jivali, Deepali, Deepakadiva. The sequence of the Jivas come out like the Deepas coming from the other Deepa. Deepavali आ रही है ना 3 दिन में. So like that. Today is Chaturthi, Sankashta, so after 11 days, 22nd. So this portion will continue. Sir, see that how engrossing, if you are interested and involved in it without much of distractions and too much of important work given to other works. है ना, जब आपको डिनर बनाना है, डिनर करना है, उधर इधर उधर घूमना है, लोग आ रहे हैं, मुझे वहां जाना है. If you have 2000 projects, even a small bhajan kirtan also you cannot steadily listen. What to talk about such a sublime Vedanta? And imagine if none of those things are there, you're fully relaxed, seated, with full concentration, trying to tune to the subject that's being discussed. Slowly, at that time at least, little understanding happens. Let us try every day in this way for that 30-40 minutes to engross in trying to contemplate on what Sri Vasishtha ji is saying. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय. Thank you. Now Adi Shankaras Mahanuशासनम. Let us enjoy.